It still sucks that they canceled my viewing and I still have yet to see the movie. I hope I get the chance to see it. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy this chapter. The last remnant of Rin Sojo's legacy has come to an end, with Gyo-on essentially passing the torch to Shin and O-Han. The new era is just around the corner. After the satisfaction of O-Han's victory, let alone Chin's right wing, the fans return with a new chapter with, what else? A celebration. A series like this can use the entire chapter just to show reactions from the battle, and I will still be satisfied. While that's not the case here, it has shown its merits and rewards that a win can bring closer to the grand prize. It's practically nature by this point that whenever a hard-fought battle is won, the following chapter will consist plenty of reaction shots. This chapter is obviously no exceptions. Like many other victories, the celebration is well earned, especially when you consider the background and the narrative. O-Han didn't have a major win until now. He was heavily beaten up and went against a man who not only was strong as hell, but the wall that prevented them from advancing. So that win has more ways than you can possibly imagine. It's a rewarding feeling. Plenty of reactions across Chin's right ring got me moved. It's not the end, but it does send the sensation of blood, sweat, and tears are paying off dearly. It's reinforced further later on, but first, it's all about Gyokuho unit momentum. I like the small detail of 10 spears getting killed by Shotaku. One of the Reddit members thinks it's the first member, Denpo, which would make the moment even better since Shotaku wanted to avenge Kyoko. Granted, it would be a bit of a shame to die off screen, but this is fair enough. It's unconfirmed for now unless somebody has confirmed it just recently, but the victory roar makes the scene cheery. It's a miracle that Banjo survived long enough to see this very day, but good for him. He deserved it. While the reactions are swell and all, Akaken is one that had me glee. It's like my face is about to become his. Just a permanent smile all day, because you can't help it but smile. I love his reaction towards the news, because not only that put a smile on his face, though it's permanent, so... but he has won a bet against Danza for 10 golds. Wow, 10 golds. Now that's hilarious. It has to suck to beat Danza right about now. If you want to make a bet, always bet on Akaken's bet. I'm glad Gyo-on's speech didn't go unnoticed and has some effect on Shin. Unlike his battle with Chogayu, he was moved by his enemy's words about the land and free. It's telling since he wasn't the guy that slain him. O-Han doesn't react, but he already spoke to Gyo-on, so he understood the message. Shin saw him as a strange man, probably because he saw someone in him. Part of me like to believe he saw himself, since they carry a similar, ambitious dream. Not the great general part, but Elsei's goal. I can't confirm, because 10 barges in to interrupt. Can't say I'm right, but oh well. 10 never looked so happy since the start of the arc. After agonizing experiences from fears and losses, is rather uplifting. Essentially, this chapter is filled with uplifting spirits, and that's a good feel moment. She got so close to Shin that she couldn't help herself. Perhaps a bit intimate there, I see. If she really wants to get to Shin, she must cross the wall of Kyokai to reach to him. Anyway, a progress cannot be done without taking a hit, and it will always vary. Case in point, the sacrifice of their comrade. It hits me right in the feels when she brought up their sacrifices. And we all know who struck us the hardest. Never forget. The celebration over the victory is nice and all, but there's more uplifting news. I suppose since 10 is on all-time happy mood, her other tactic is already in progress. Ishin unit is taking care of the fleet blocking the way to the sentry. That's what high momentum with confidence gets to you. At least O-Han can rest now. He got a major kill, so that's good enough to sleep with joy. It's almost surreal to believe. The time to fight Rebiko is almost here. It's been over 2 years since the arc started, or even more when you count the time since his introduction. We are close to see the long-awaited greatness. I gotta say, I'm pretty hyped thinking about it. Osen Army versus Rebiko Army is still going on with the same result as before. It sounds like a lackluster battle since it's nothing but stalemate in the most proper fashion. But the strategy is clever, even if it's really not a strategy. That's the power of whole. The narrator knows that despite the stalemate, is actually favoring more on Osen. It's only a matter of time when his army begins to devour the Sentry. If nothing is done, you know what can change that? Futen, that's right. Where is my Futen versus Osen? I'm still waiting for him. That will be a match made in heaven. Like the chapter's title implies, it's all going to Osen's advantage. I was expecting Rebiko to lose his cool, but he still keep it together. Maybe he's just masking his real reaction because he doesn't want Osen to look good again. But seriously, it's basically up to Bananji army to slow down Chin's right wing. Possibly the only hope left. That's some heavy pressure task. They still have Kinmos and his traps for Chin to deal with, so there's that as well. You would think. We have a long way to go before confronting Rebiko. Maybe that was the case, but after the victory that matters tremendously, that doesn't seem like it anymore. Although Naki doesn't get into action, I'm really liking his persona more and more with each screen time appearance. Too bad for Zhao, the momentum is on all-time high for Hishin unit in this war, and Naki knows very well that Kinmo's tactic is utterly useless now. He's fitting in very well in the unit. I like how you can tell the major difference on the field once Chin's right wing won. If it was any earlier, the situation would have been dire. Naki and his men would probably be forced to fight. Now, with the rest of Hishin, the main force is good to go to the Sentry. It's only a matter of time before we actually get to see Shin versus Rebiko. Granted, Shin is handicapped, but hell, it's still going to be hype. This was a pretty good chapter. It showcased the outcome nicely that not only built strong momentum, but changed the field greatly. One win can result great outcome. It was a good field moment of celebrating Gyo-on's defeat. The long-awaited bout against Rebiko is upon us, and yet it still doesn't feel real. Hype, but surreal. Interestingly enough, the chapter ended with Kaine preparing to challenge Shiryu. We'll see who the real badass woman is. I'm intrigued to see the clash. Maybe not as much as Futen versus Osen, but it will do. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. I still have yet to see the movie. Unfortunately for me, they canceled my viewing on the release date. For whatever reason, they never notified me. If they would have told me, I would have planned better. But now I'm having a hard time to make time. I'm going to try my best. Otherwise, I just had to wait for the official release. Did you guys see the movie? How was the movie? How was this chapter to you? Share your thoughts in the comment section. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.